YouTubers? Hey, how are you doing? So today's video is going to be about what made the Avengers special, the power of your gifts. And you know what we're waiting on? We're waiting on our good old friends at Facebook. And they should be coming on very soon now, Facebook people. Should be on probably in like the next 3 seconds. 3, 2, perfect. Here we go. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Ladies and gentlemen, how are you doing? I'm sorry I got my gloves on still. I just finished a little UFC gym. I had a boxing class, a kickboxing class today. Got my sweat on, got my Venom shirt on. You know, obviously he's not an Avenger, but he's one of my favorite characters. So we're going to be talking about what made the Avengers special. And we're going to talk about it in a couple ways. So first of all, I'll start off by talking about the fact that you have a power in you. Yes, you do. You have a power in you, a power that you recognize, a power that you also don't recognize, that other people recognize in you. I'm beginning to learn a lot more about that people keep telling me that I'm powerful and that I need to do something over and over again, and that I need to make moves. And so it would be a shame for me to waste my power. So I'm trying to establish more of along the lines of finding where to put that power and where to focus that power into, right? But so you all have a power. You have a power in you. You are the greatest of something. You are the best of something in your world. You are great at something. There's something that unique to you that people need and love. And I need you to use that to give yourself the upper edge and give the world something it needs, because something's been put in you to be given to you. Les Brown says it all the time. The most valuable place in the world is not at Fort Knox, and it's not in a bank. It's in a graveyard from all the gifts that have been given that were never ever shared, and the ideas and things that were never ever expounded upon. And that's where a lot of those lie. So you have power, right? So let's talk about the Avengers movie. Spoiler alert, the Avengers movie happened like 10 years ago. I don't even know how long. But the Avengers movie is pretty cool. Every one of them has powers. You have Thor, the god of lightning, and I think that's right. You have the Hulk, one of my favorites. Love Hulk. You have, what is his name? Captain America. You have Iron Man. You have all these characters here. Even Black Widow, you have her too. So you have all these characters. And the funny thing about this is that the movies that they made beforehand, they were individual movies, right? And so you had Hulk movie, you had Captain America movie, you had Iron Man movie, you had, you didn't have a Black Widow movie, but you get what I'm saying. So everybody had their own individual movie where they faced their own individual villain, which is great. But if you look at the aspect of what their villain did, none of their villains were really that maniacal. You know, it wasn't like if the villain that they faced at that point in time, he wasn't going to literally destroy the whole world, right? So I want you to think about it from this standpoint. Like, for the people who were in the Avengers, those characters that were a part of the Avenger crew, they had to work together with their unique gifts to get to the place where they could change the world as we know it. Now, how do I know that? Think about it. Hulk could fought his villain. He beat his villain up. Yay, the movie's over. But Hulk did not need Iron Man, Hawkeye, and everybody else in between to help him to beat his villain. Iron Man didn't need all his help to beat his villain. So what you have to realize is that not only are you powerful, but you have to form your group of super friends. Now the difference is that the super friends that you actually create, and I talk about all the time, like attracts like, and the people that you bring around you will show you what your power is going to be, because some of your super friends, their super friendness is just going out and enjoying life, which is great, but they're not going to change the things that they need to change by just doing that. So they had to get super friends. They had to get these people with powers and with money and all these different aspects and abilities to help them to fight. So in the Avenger movie, they had like these aliens that came down to come take over the whole world that happened to land in New York. Now I want you to think about how different this movie would have been had it been if just one of those Avengers, just one of them, had to try to take on all of that at one point in time. There would be no Avengers because one of them would be dead. You get what I'm saying? The only one that might have been able to do it was Hulk, but he's not in his right mind half the time. At least they're getting there. But or maybe even Thor. I mean, he might have been able to do it. But together they were able to create something, and to create something big, and to stop the tyranny that was going on. It was never done as a single feat. The people who made the movies understood that the Marvel series, that they had to make a villain so daggum big that it took all of their powers to create. Because imagine, for example, if Loki was all it was as the villain of the Avengers movie, the first one. they would beat the brakes off him. Hulk picked him up like this. Hold on. Hulk picked him up. It was my favorite part of my movie. Most people like this part too. He picked him up like this, and he said, puny God. That's what he said, right? So you need to find your super friends, wherever they are, whatever they might be. Now, the reason that you have to find your super friends, because they're going to help you to increase the power that you have. They're going to help you to harness that power that you have. They're going to use their power and your power, and boom, you guys are going to destroy alien civilizations coming to land in the world. So what I'm getting at is this big. This is big. And I always talk about, you know, eagles don't eat breadcrumbs. The reason I say that is because eagles don't come down on the ground and walk around like chickens do. Chickens and pigeons, all they do is they walk around together as a group and they eat the bread on the ground that people throw. And eventually, if you notice, sometimes when pigeons are so used to humans, they don't even get up and fly away anymore. They just kind of walk around. You're like, all right, bro, you ain't got no bread. I'm gonna go to the next guy. But eagles don't eat breadcrumbs. And not only do eagles don't eat breadcrumbs, is that normally the eagle has so much power he flies alone. When you see multiple eagles together doing something, I tell you right now, there's something going down. I'm gonna tell you that now. But find your super friends. Find your Avenger group. And I mean that to say that you have this power in you that can only get you so far. You can only, so example, you can only fight your villain in your movie. You will never be able to do something magnificently big without the help of others. One of the biggest things and the biggest problems I find when I talk to people is that they're not willing to ask for help. Help is a necessity in the world. I don't know when and where, at what point in time in our lives that we decided that help was not something that we should be asking for because it made us weak. In all reality, every strong team is help. You have help on every strong team. Think about it. Okay, understand, I'm not giving you this to say I'm not going either way with the presidency, but even the president has his team. You know, every sport has their team. You have a leader of the group, but you can't pass the ball. Jordan couldn't pass the ball to himself. He needed a team to help him. You get what I'm saying? So even Bill Gates had a team. You know, all these people have teams that have different superpowers to help them through to get what they need to get done to do something magnificent. Because as an individual, you can do good things. You might be able to do great things, but you will never do life-changing things without the help of others. And I'm telling you that for a fact. There is no way to do that. And you can try to test me, and I would love to watch you try. But the thing is that the aspect of you trying to do that, what you're actually doing is you're putting all your effort into every piece. When I talk to business owners, because I do marketing, when I talk to business owners and they are the owner, they're also the hardest worker. They also go out on their jobs. They also do the marketing. They also do the books. What that tells me is that their business is probably not running as stable as it should be, because you cannot do all those pieces. There's only a certain amount of time in the day and you're overworked, which means if you're overworked, you're going to be tired, which means you're going to miss something. Everybody needs teammates. You need teammates. I need teammates. We all need teammates. So don't ever go at it alone. Don't ever think you have to go at it alone, especially if you want to do something magnificent and big. That's all I have to say for you. That's all I have to give to you. That's all I want you guys to understand today, is that your power is magnificent. But if you can't harness your power because what you're attacking is so big, then ask for the help of a super friend, and they'll help you through. And that's all I have for you. Remember, I believe and love in each and every single one of you. Just in case you don't hear it, just in case nobody tells you, I think you should hear it from me at least. And you can come here and hear it every day. Replay this part of the video right here. Just play, I love you. I believe in you. I love you. I believe in you. And from there, we will get stronger. And so, if you ever need help trying to find a super friend, I'm great at connecting people who need to be connected to. And I'm great at helping people doing that. I'm going to be a leader one day. And I'm looking for my super friends. And I went to the Psy seminar and I found a lot of them. And I found a lot of people, because think about it. I'm going to go back to the Avengers movie and I'm going to get off of here. The Avengers movie, Hulk fought. Hawkeye fought. Hawkeye's garbage, but you know, he was there. Black Widow fought. Iron Man fought. Thor fought. All these characters fought, right? You know who didn't fight because he didn't have the power to fight? He only had the power to lead and bring them together, was Nick Fury. Nick Fury in the first movie did not fight anything. That was not his job. He knew what his job was. Do you know how different the movie would have been if Nick Fury would have gone out there and fought? Or Nick Fury would have gone out there and fought with them? probably Nick Fury would have been dead. But it's okay. We have to realize that our powers and our gifts, we have to realize that we get those. But if we're not good at something else, we have a choice. We build it up, or we can find people who are great at it and go with us and combine yourselves to get that ultimate power. That's all I have to say. And I hope you guys have a fantastic day and evening and everything else. And I will talk to you tomorrow. Adios, amigos. See you later.